One of the biggest questions haunting the minds of Americans is who or what is the fabled Q? Is it former President Donald Trump, a high-ranking member of the military, a sentient pizza or something? I don't know. Nobody knows. What I do know is that Q isn't the only game in town. Or should I say, the only gamer in town. See, just as the alt-right has a conspiratorial leader to consolidate their insanity around, gamers have an enigmatic champion of their own. The creator of Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Stranding. That's a little joke. The man who revolutionized action games by replacing action with stealth, and all of gaming by replacing actually playing games with endless cutscenes. The man who is Hideo Kojima. He is K. And today, we're digging into the origins of his rabid fanbase, K-Anon, who ascribe an almost godlike status to a man who is just that, a man. That's all he is.
Right.
Anyway, Hideo Kojima's first step on the path to K was Metal Gear Solid 3. Kojima claimed he wanted nothing to do with the series anymore, leaving directing duties to Alan Smithy. I know what you're thinking. Holy sh**, MGS3 was directed by the same guy who directed the original Dune? Awesome! But alas, no. Alan Smithy is the fake name adopted by directors who disowned their Hollywood films that turned out subpar. Other examples include not quite classics such as Hellraiser Bloodline, Mighty Ducks the Animated Series, The First Face-Off, and, not Justice League. Would have thought.
Hell no!
And what do you know, Kojima later revealed that he was the director of MGS3, and double twist, the game didn't suck. Later, on August 12, 2014, a horror demo by the mysterious 7780s studio showed up out of nowhere on the PS4 store. Upon completion, the demo revealed that 7780s was a front for, you guessed it, Kojima Productions. Even better, PT was secretly a demo for an upcoming Silent Hill game by Hideo Kojima. Once again, everyone lost their mind.
Oh my god! Hideo Kojima! What? Oh my gosh, the secret's being revealed!
For Metal Gear Solid 5, K went crazier. He announced the director would be Joachim Mogren, which is an anagram of Kojima mixed together with an anagram of ogre, mixed together with two other random letters because K-drops are the best puzzles. Mogren's face was conveniently covered in bandages because he'd suffered a serious accident before the interview. Wise fans just knew Kojima had to be underneath that elaborate mummy costume. But actually, the bandaged dude wasn't Kojima. Or even a real person, for that matter. It was a CG model promoting the game's sick-ass graphics, which is actually pretty rad. Of course, the actual game was actually directed by Flesh and Blood Kojima, but a true master of madness creates conspiracies just by existing. And while Kojima was trotting out non-real burn victims to promote his new game, eagle-eyed gamers noticed the Metal Gear Solid 5 trailer included this medical doctor, who kind of looks like this man. That's Dr. Sergio Canavero, a neurosurgeon who claims to have performed the first human head transplant back in 2017. Kojima fans, still on edge from the whole Joaquin thing, weren't about to be fooled again. They knew Canavero wasn't a real person, but another Kojima creation meant to promote MGS5 and possibly stress-induced hemorrhoids. But surprisingly, Sergio Canavero happens to be a real person, and even more surprisingly perhaps, one in possession of an actual medical license, despite the whole severed head thing. The fan response surprised even Sergio I cut off heads but keep them alive Canavero, who literally turned in a sworn affidavit to the Italian police that denied he had anything to do with Konami or Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, which honestly sounds way more like a publicity stunt than ignoring the response. It didn't help that Hideo Kojima claimed the game would challenge a certain type of taboo, and that he had an ally who would support him in that risk. But apparently no, Canavero just wanted to lop heads off in peace. So, as you can see, everything was going great with both the actual games and the screwing with gamers' sense of reality, until suddenly Kojima released a cryptic tweet that led to fan speculation that things weren't well between him and his bosses at Konami. It's true dedication that our boy K messes with fans through the good times and the bad. Turns out the unwashed masses were right again. A few days after the tweet, Kojima's firing from Konami was made public. Then things got really weird, because Konami never seems to have much interest in reviving old IPs. Fans began theorizing that Sony must have purchased the rights to the Silent Hill franchise and recruited K to finish the work he'd started with PT. These rumors were seemingly confirmed when on April 7, 2021, a new company called BLUEBOX Game Studios announced a new horror game called Abandoned. How does that confirm anything about the previous sentence? Well, try and keep up with this K-head logic. Blue box. Box. As in a place perfect to hide secrets. Abandoned. As in what Kojima was? Nice try, K, but the internet is undefeated in mystery solving. Nothing gets past us. Kojima fans on Restretta believed the company was yet another tax-unrelated front, and things were back on track with Silent Hill. What followed were 18 pages of users burning brains and minds contorting all the data to come to the conclusion that, yeah, BLUEBOX was definitely Kojima. Except, it wasn't. It was just a new game made by a new game company. Those exist, apparently. Man, if Kojima ever dies, gamers will release 10,000-word essays on how it's just a stunt for Kojima to turn himself into a ghost to personally haunt us in the most immersive horror video game ever. But it's not just nut jobs on message boards. Kojima's cryptic ways have inspired even serious outlets like GameSpot to dedicate entire articles overreacting to his messages. But even despite all this, there's at least some reason to believe Kojima is always 10 steps ahead of us. For example, Kojima seemingly correctly predicted the use of algae-based fuel back in the 80s, before that was a widely held or known idea. Oh, and he also predicted that a rich, crazy dude might try to get into the White House in a literal attempt to make America great again.
They'll make America great again! What the hell are you talking about?
Wait, that's from Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, the only Metal Gear not written by him, so no way he could have secretly been behind it, right?
Right.
And also, the MAGA phrase was coined by Ronald Reagan, so we can't really say he predicted Trump. Though Kojima did make a game about Brexit and Trump, not in subtext as he straight up said that. And that game kind of predicted a period of forced global safe isolation. Also, in 2000, long before Facebook, he predicted that large corporations and governments would control information and have us stuck in thought echo chambers. Oh, and that's in a game that features a scene where a giant metal structure crashes into New York City that had to be removed because of that thing we definitely didn't forget about. Also, why does C-3PO have a red arm in The Force Awakens? It never gets explained. Or does it? I've had it all wrong this whole time. Kojima isn't just such gamer version of Q. His predictions are actually accurate and meant to illuminate the world rather than make it more confusing. And his misdirections aren't about undermining democracy. He's using them for fun and to make dope-ass video games. All hail K. What if I was wrong? What if BLUEBOX Studios and Abandon are K-packed? I can't stop thinking about it. Okay. See, Sony's original blog post claimed Abandon would run at realistic 4K graphics and run at 60 FPS, which is something even the largest studios can't pull off, okay? Now, the head of BLUEBOX Studios, Hasan Karaman, claims to have 50 people working on the game. But nobody on LinkedIn works for BLUEBOX except for him. And speaking of Karaman, Karaman translates to Hideo in Turkish. And both of their names have the initials H and K. Following? Also, BLUEBOX is a term used for phone scams, and also their YouTube banner has a bunch of hills on it, and oh look, Kay posted a tweet that uses the word silent and hills in it. And then Karaman posted a video claiming that he was real and not connected with Hideo Kojima, except he's way too attractive to be real, and that's also exactly what Kay would do. It's all too much. Abandon is Silent Hills. And the proof is undeniable, and Kay has done it again, and I'm the only one who knows it. Me and a million other people on Reddit. Man, it's gonna be really sad for Karaman if Abandoned releases and it's just a normal subpar game.